Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, we're at the end of the 2020-2021 season in our Atalanta Jersey Quest career mode with Cristian Romero as the Jersey Kit Quest player and the Atalanta home kit as the kit. So, recap the 2020-21 season. Yeah, we did in the league, the cup, and Champions League, transfer business, player stats, board objectives, all the good stuff. So you've probably seen scrolling across the screen to have a spoiler. But yes, as you can see here, this is another, we're going to be a one and done. We finished first and won the Scudetto. We won Serie A. We had 12 points, total 97 points. 31 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses, two of the losses came after we'd already won the title. And I quick simmed through a couple games they had drawn, I think. I think it was against Lazio and Genoa, and they're both games they had drawn, I'm pretty sure. Look here on the thing. The Genoa one definitely was, yeah. And then no, the Lazio one was when they had won, but I quick simmed it and they lost 2-3. Because that was like pre the cup final, so I rotated heavily. But yeah, so we won the Scudetto. The race was against Juve for most of the season. They were kind of who we were chasing for a little bit and kind of surpassed and ended up kind of beating match day 35 to kind of seal the title. So it was 1 versus 2, and like if we won, title was ours. You see there we 1-1 now with a goal from Zapata with a Moranchuk assist. But if we had lost or drawn that game, the title race still would have been open. 3 matches to go, but we were able to finish them off. So, pretty dominant season. Our one loss pre-title clinch in the league was against Lazio at home. 3-0 defeat where I quick simmed. And it was probably like a somewhat rotated side because it was after a Champions League fixture. So we got kind of shredded by Lazio there. But in terms of that's the league. So I guess we see the Champions League spots also then went to Juve or Piemonte Calcio. Lazio and Milan. The Europa League spots went to Napoli, then Inter, which Inter was surprised were kind of bad. They weren't like they were bad for most of the season. I guess kind of rallied late to make it into the top 6. Considering Inter obviously had won the league this season IRL, because we did, which is why we did our kind of Inter kit quest with Christian Eriksen a while ago. But yeah, so and they kind of scroll through the table. Kind of see, obviously there's no Serie B in this game, so there's no actual relegation or promotion, but teams that would have been relegated are Spezia, Crotone, and Benevento, with a pretty sizable gap of, was at 19 points between 18th and 17th, so kind of 3 pretty bad teams, and then kind of decent, like, mushy middle, and then kind of get near to the kind of top 6, and then there's like the gap between the kind of like the top 6 and everyone else, and then us at the top. But obviously, the next competition is Cup, where obviously IRL we had made to the final that year, and they made it to the final that year and lost to Juve. But we were able to, I guess we had a rematch basically, and the final went the opposite way, because the final went 2-1 to Juve. But this, I kind of slow simmed over the dot, like the circles move around the screen stuff. And I guess we can get to our path there, round 1. I don't really know like how they do get some of these, like, I'm assuming, are these actually like Italian teams, some of these? Like, 'cause I don't know how they get them in the game if there is no Serie B. Like, hold on, like, right? Am I like stupid? The answer to that is probably yes, but it's not like Lecce. Yeah, it's a city. Yeah, it's yeah, they're in Serie A this season. So that's like weird that like they have enough Serie B teams to do like this, but then I guess not enough to do the whole league in the game or whatever. But yeah, so we started in the round of 16 against Fiorentina. We won 2-0. Goals from Pasalic and Moranchuk. So obviously we played all these fixtures. We played these fixtures because we obviously made it to the final. Quarterfinals, we got Torino, 3-0 Zapata, an own goal, and then a Moranchuk goal. Semifinals was over 2 legs, obviously. First leg, we won 3-0, 2 goals from Zapata and a goal from Pasalic. Because they had drawn the first leg against Napoli, and then 0-0 won the second leg, so that was a slow sim. Kind of dominated them there. And the second leg was 3-2, as you can see, with a hat trick from Zapata. for an aggregate of 6-2. And then, as I said in the final, match against Juve, and they took a 1-0 lead like halfway through the first half with like a Ronaldo free kick from like right outside the box. And I was like, that's probably it, we're doomed. But then right before halftime, Zapata equalized, and then early in the second half, made it a brace to secure the double for us. It's pretty exciting. So yeah, as I said, this is gonna be a one and done, which they all seem to be, which I don't necessarily mind because I have fun, and then we could kind of move on to new ones and spice things up. So yeah, so especially like the palette cleanser after like this is coming after I guess I ended up making one giant video, the Oilers Draves Quest Dynasty mode, where that was a lot of seasons, so it took me a long time to get through, and then no payoff at the end, so kind of nice, short, sweet, successful one is always nice to kind of cleanse the palette afterwards. But yes, we did won that. And then obviously the other competition that's preseason is that's Super Cup, where Bayern beat Sevilla. The third competition we were was the Champions League, which, as you can see, we didn't make the final. It was Atletico Madrid beat Liverpool on pens. So if we go to the group stage, we're in Group D with Liverpool, Ajax, and Midtjylland. I don't know, it's a Danish club. Where the standings kind of were basically as they were, except all that season Liverpool finished first in the group, we finished second. Atalanta finished second. But we had managed to top the group, 4 wins, 2 draws, which is pretty impressive. So that can help us get a favorable round of 16 matchup. Or we got matched up against, so not here. Here we go. Olympiacos. So obviously they got matched up against Real Madrid there and got kind of smashed. But we were able to get matched up against weaker teams who won the group. And so we won the first leg 1-0 away from home. So Muriel goal. And then the home leg we drew 1-1 with a Zapata goal. In order to make the quarterfinals, which was the goal from the board league in the season, which is nice. But then in the quarterfinals, we then actually got matched up against Real Madrid there. And because like the only times they ever played were this year in the Champions League, and then Super Cup last season, and then the Champions League last season. Real Madrid all won all of them, but I only used the 2 from the Champions League this season, 2020-21, to cover like the last 5 thing in the randomizer, which they obviously lost both, so I simmed both legs to this as well. In the first leg, we got smashed at home 3-0, which is unfortunate, which kind of put us in the whole second leg, and kind of simmed the second one. We won 2-1, which was nice, but obviously wasn't enough to overcome the 3-0 deficit. So we lost 4-2 in aggregate. The goals in that match were from Gozens and Malinowski. So kind of nice there. And then I guess let's see, semifinals. Ooh, a Madrid derby. Okay. So Madrid derby, the Premier League matchup. So Atletico beat Real, and Liverpool beat City. And then Atletico beat Liverpool. Okay. And then Europa League, Leicester beat Napoli 2-1. And that found to win that, so that's cool. So that's kind of the leagues and stuff. So I guess we could check out transfer business. So kind of see what do we do. That's the wrong thing. It's transfer hub. Here, transfer history. My club. Sort by date the other way around. Okay, so the first thing we did was I signed Romero on a permanent from Juve, just in case this wasn't a one-season one, for 19 million euros. I think it was like a 9% sell-on clause. And then also signed Caldara, who was at one point an Atalanta Academy product and then kind of moved around a little bit in Serie A before coming back on loan from Milan. But I also signed him on a permanent for 8.5 million euros to be kind of Romero's backup. That kind of ate into most of our budget, so we had to do some sales in order to bring in another player, because obviously it says that Romero's 23, but at the beginning of the season he was 22. And signing him on a permanent counted for like one of the objectives, which you'll see. So I was like, all right, so 22, we need another player 22 or under for the objective, but we need to generate funds. So I sold Radundovic to Crotone for 2 million, Rossi to Genk for 185,000, Freuler to Ajax for 16.7 mil. Then our big sale, but that was enough money. We were able to use that money to bring in Weston McKennie from Juve to be De Roon's backup, kind of a jack of all trades in the midfield for 27 million. So that was pretty solid. And he kind of We'll just fill in objective. And then sold Illich to Inter for 44 million. Kind of, cause that like ate up to pretty much all our budget selling McKennie, so we weren't like in the red. So also sold Illich to Inter to generate some funds. And a couple loans for some young players, and this is like CPU generated guys, which don't really matter. That's the transfer business. So in terms of board objectives, we 94% because we were actually able to fill pretty much all of them. So if we go to youth development, they ordered us on two youth academy defenders, so we did that. We sent the scout outside a couple of defenders. Brand exposure said sign 2 young players. That was Romero and McKennie. Financially, they wanted to increase club worth by 75%, which we were able to do. Domestic success, they wanted us to reach the quarters of the Italian Cup, which we ended up winning it, and they wanted us to finish top 4 in Serie A, and we ended up winning that as well. And then Continental, they wanted to reach the quarterfinal of the Champions League, which we were able to do with our favorable draw before getting absolutely smashed, but it was enough to fill the board objective. So that kind of last piece is kind of looking at player stats and stuff. So we go to stats here. You can see a lot of clean sheets. This is all kind of the standings of the league. I think we like conceded 16 goals all season. Yeah, 16 goals. So we were like very solid defensively. And honestly, the system we played, the 3-4-2-1, is probably might be my favorite system I played with in one of these career modes. It's honestly a really fun system. I saw clean sheets for Galini and Sportiello. And kind of center backs, kind of then had a lot of clean sheets, no goals and assists for Romero, but a lot of clean sheets. And he's had met him a match a couple times, including in the title clinching game against Juve. And then kind of scroll through so you can see the rest. Yeah, McKennie had a decent season, 3 goals, 3 assists, and he was playing as kind of the more defensive midfielder as Duran's backup. Pasalic, a lot of assists from the midfield. Sina, Moranchuk were kind of the right-sided center forwards, the false 9 kind, because they're more attacking mids, they're more passing based. They had a lot of assists. Kovalenko is the backup, more attacking midfielder to Pasalic. He had a lot of assists as well. It's here one of our loanees. Musa Barrow was on loan at Bologna. Had a really good season for them on loan. Kind of right midfielders kind of did enough getting up and down the pitch. Like, see pretty even performance, like appearances. Like they would get tired really quickly, so I'd pretty much start one and sub the other one in every match. Malinowski was a goat for me. Had a really good match. What match was that? Let's see. Oh, it was against Napoli in Serie A, where he drew a pen, scored the pen, drew a free kick, which got someone for Napoli sent off, and scored beauty directly for the free kick, and then scored a nice header on like to finish a counter attack to kind of win that match. He's probably one of my favorite players I used in this one. Lammers, backup striker, had an excellent season, 18-18. Zapata, starting striker, pretty solid season. He was, in terms of like, I kind of forgot to mention that stuff. So Zapata finished 8th in scoring in Serie A, 15 goals. Ronaldo and Osimhen both at 21. Then Lammers had the most assists with 14. And then Kovalenko finished 8th in that category. Sam Lammers also with 15 goals as well, finished 10th, tied for 7th, technically, but 10th in scoring charts. And then Galini and Sportello were 3rd and 4th in clean sheets with 15 and 12. Then Muriel has a pretty solid season as well. 13 goals, 9 assists in all comps. So, yeah, this is a pretty solid kind of season from us. One kind of 2 of the 3 competitions we were in. Romero had a solid season. Basically completed all the owner objectives and stuff as well. So, all in all, pretty successful. Kit Quest career mode. So, yes, this is it for the series. We do what we set out to do. Won a trophy, won 2. So, this is kind of it for the series. So, another short and sweet one. But what's next on the channel, I'm like 95% sure it's probably going to be another Jersey Quest. Probably another NHL 2004 one, kind of using what I learned from the last one. Try and maybe actually win the cup this time. But like 95% sure that's what it is, but there's always that 5% it might be something else. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this episode of the series as a whole. Hopefully you check out that next series if it is Ancelotti as for or whatever else it ends up being as well. Thank you.
Crown, absolutely top of the pile. That's all you can do when you start off pre-season. You see this moment in your mind's eye. They've got their brilliant season. It really has been.
Their goal to be the best team in the league, and they've hit the target.
Well, Derek, there'll be definitely times this season where the form has dropped, they've had injuries, etc. Almost seems like a pipe dream to look at these moments now. But they'll celebrate long into the night, I'm sure.
Well, memories for players in these situations, Lee.
Well, it's always nice to win any trophy, cup competitions, but when you win your own domestic league, that to me is the pinnacle of being a player.
Yeah, the table does not lie. And so, the league champions.
Yeah, brilliant. They deserve it. They really have been the best team this season. And that's where you end up, top of the pile.
And not by accident either. All part of the master plan. And the trophy is theirs.
Well, this is the best moment for me, sharing things with the fans. They've deserved everything they've got this season. The players have, but certainly the supporters. They've given the players absolutely 100% support all season, and this is their reward.
Really a match made in heaven between players and fans, and these celebrations are going to continue for quite some time.
Well, to win any league, Derek, you have to have consistency, you have to be dynamic, demanding of your teammates. They've been all that and more. Congratulations.
Would certainly echo those sentiments, Lee. You are looking at the league champions. It's with Pasalic. Can he finish this? And begging to be put away. They've found the net, and who knows, it could be the goal that wins them the championship. Side celebrating and the other distraught. And Lee, memories are being made.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank. Players will always look back at moments like these. These moments where you pick trophies up, you win medals. Absolutely brilliant for this group of players.
Yeah, you can see what it means to this tight-knit team. Real solidarity.
Well, it's these moments, Derek, when you get your hands on the silverware, and that little medal that goes round your neck might seem small now, but you look back at that, show your grandkids, absolutely superb memories these players will have of this game.
Yes, a special moment in the career of any footballer. And now for the trophy lift itself. The cup winners.
Yeah, it's been a long old road to get to this point. They're going to celebrate now and certainly celebrate long into the night, I think.
There's always the element of chance in a cup competition. But my goodness, they've taken the rough with the smooth. And now they savour the moment. And this is really special, getting to celebrate in front of your own fans, Lee.
Well, it's giving something back. These fans have travelled all over the place following their team. Now they get to join in the celebrations, go into the crowd and give them the cup. That's what I say.
Well, then it might never find its way to the trophy cabinet, Lee.
Well, all that hard work along the way in this tournament all comes together at the end when you pick the trophy up. Just look at them celebrating. A brilliant moment.
Hard work indeed, Lee. The trophy now in their possession.